Alrighty, what's going on, girl? Getting closer. We got about 3, 4 weeks left. 3 weeks of good training, maybe some deloading. Gonna make sure you're nice and prepped and ready to kick some ass. I booked my flight. I'm getting in, I think, August 1st, which is, I think, a Tuesday or a Monday. I have no freaking idea. But let me look at that. Hold on. Yeah, it's a Monday. I get in on a Monday the 1st, and I leave on the 7th. So, see what's going on with this, whatever, um, dorms or whatever, because I'm still trying to freaking get a room from these two people that got a room, but they may not go from my gym. I have no idea. Anyway, let's get to business. Listen, Monday, part A, full snatch and then an overhead squat. 10 sets. You do that every 75 seconds. Build up to your heaviest set. Go by how you feel. Listen, if you're having a shitty time with it, focus on your technique. Try not to swing that bar out. It's not a kettlebell swing. High elbows, pull punch. I wish I was there to really, you know, coach you in person, but you're fine. Whatever you're doing is fine. You're kicking ass. Take about a 10-minute break. And you know what? If this turns into 15 minutes, I'm fine with that, but give yourself like 10 minutes. And then you're going into back squat. I don't know if you understand the whole concept of tempo. I'm sure you do because you already followed OPEX. So just 2 seconds on the descent, and then it's really just nothing on the bottom, and as fast as you can coming up. On the top, just hang for a second. So you're resetting. Um, it's a single, and we're going to do 5 attempts to hit your max on a back squat. Once you figure that out, take 15% off, and then you're going to do 5 every minute on a minute. You're going to do 5, so it'll be 85% of whatever that was. All right, so it's kind of like a what do you call it? Drop down sets. 10-minute rest again, and if that turns in a little longer, I don't really care. I just want to make sure you're fully recovered. And then 4 time at about 80%. We're not going crazy. I'm looking for more unbroken. Um, 12-calorie row, 12 thrusters at 75. It's light, unbroken, and then 9 and 6. So listen, man, if you want to push this to all out, I don't care. Um, in this situation because I'm not going to be pushing you too crazy this week. Um, and make sure you're getting a lot of recovery in there. Make sure you're getting a lot of stretching, a lot of mobility work. And we'll get to that. I got some stuff I put in here for your pre-workout or prep work. 60 minutes suck fest. You're gonna obviously pace. It's a longer duration. We're gonna back off on these towards the end, but we really want to just focus on you getting in there and having a lot of not only muscular endurance but just all around capacity. This is totally optional, man. Totally optional. And I know this is a holiday, so I only put one workout in. So I don't know if you're gonna do this in the morning or later on in the afternoon. But honestly, man, like after you get done doing this, I would really love to see you just walk over and set up a barbell and see what you can do as far as a heavy squat clean. If your legs aren't feeling it, even a power clean. But honestly, if you're pre-fatigued, and I don't want you to freaking get injured, and I don't want you to push it too hard, but sometimes going in pre-fatiguing, you're gonna really focus on technique instead of trying to muscle it. So you may even friggin' hit a PR or hit a nice solid weight that's close to your max. And again, this is optional. Go by how you feel. Um, this is more or less if they decide that they're going to push you and do like a crazy cardio workout and then a 1 rep max on a snatch or a clean. And I think they did that last year. Wednesday is PM only. Deadlifts, 5, 5, 5. Take 3 attempts to find a 5 rep max on your deadlifts. Nothing crazy. Make sure you get a good warm up on this, by the way. You should take about 10, 15, even 20 minutes prepping for this and then do at least 3 warm up sets. Every single barbell movement, you always start with an empty barbell and you just, focus on your movement pattern and speed. Rest about 10 to 15 minutes. Part B. This is what I was saying. Like, you're going all out on this. That's why I really wasn't too concerned about you going all out on this workout. Maybe even save a little bit. And even on this, this is going to be a long duration suck fest. Um, Wednesday is when I want you. This is a games workout. So if you can make sure you get enough rest in between this, this is basically, I want to know what you get on this. So 8 deadlifts, 40 glute ham sit-ups, 80 double unders, rope climbs, 80 wall balls, you know it, and then finishing with your deadlifts. Make sure you're doing plenty of glute ham sit-ups, and make sure you're on top of your pistols. Muscle ups are coming along nicely, because I really do think it's just going to come, it's going to come down to how high you rank. Is going to come down to the muscle ups, because you got the strength, you got the motor. It's the gymnastics stuff that's going to separate the group. Thursday, I got you down here for 60 minutes, and this is just a recovery pace. You're just going in there, you'd be bullshitting, just flushing your legs out. That's what this is all about. I put bird dogs in as a warm up. I don't know if you know how to do those right, but man, just pull up some videos, because these are really good. And you almost want to do these every day. I mean, Heidi and the powerlifters and all these guys that come in and train and they're freaking hitting these crazy weights, they do a lot of these movements. The McGill 3, Big 3, you can look that up. It's really, really good stuff. I'll even write it down for you. McGill Big 3. Guy's really a freaking amazing physical therapist, doctor of physical therapy, and he's really helped out a lot of people. Skill and strength, take as much time as needed on this. So you can see we're not going to crush you on Thursday. I want to see you try to get like 5 sets of 5 of strict handstand push-ups. If you're not able to get strict, if you get 1 or 2 strict and go into kipping, I'm totally fine with that. And then you're going to do strict shoulder press. You're going to do 5 sets of 3. You want to try to make sure your last couple sets are really pushing it heavy. Push press, 5 sets of 2. Split jerk, 5 heavy singles. That's all you're doing. That's your entire training. It's all strength, besides the handstand push-ups. And then going into Friday warm up, I put a couple of YouTube videos for the hip airplanes. These are freaking hard to do, but I've been doing them, and they really, really do help open your hips. And same thing with the Cossack squats. These are freaking amazing. If you don't know what those are, you need to add those into your arsenal and keep them in there on a regular basis. This is a pretty good video explaining exactly what it is. So we're going into, I want you to try to stay on top of your muscle ups. And again, self-regulate. I don't know how your shoulder's feeling. If it's feeling good, now you need to start stringing them together. I apologize if I don't know. I only seen singles and they look great. I noticed you're really, really landing deep, deep, deep in the dips. So that's one thing you want to really, really start doing a lot of, is the deep, deep dips. And maybe if you can, if it doesn't hurt your shoulder, doing weighted, throw a vest on and do weighted ring dips. It doesn't have to be super heavy, but you remind me of one of the girls we took to the regionals like 7 years ago. And she was fucking strong as shit. But body weight stuff was her, was a problem for her. And she'd be able to get into the muscle up, but she'd be in a deep dip and just be sitting up there. And it looked like she was trying to ride a fucking bicycle, kicking her legs, trying to get out of it. And she just didn't have the strength. Abby, I don't know if you, I don't know. But Abby was friggin' incredible. And then going into part A of the training session, it's 3 rounds at a pretty fast pace. 20 shoulder overhead at 75 pounds. So what I would suggest you do on these is don't do a snatch grip. Go into like a clean grip. And that way and just snatch them. Just go from right over the head because they're 75 pounds. It should be kind of light for you. So when you bring the hands in closer, a little wider than a clean grip, and you'll be able to just throw that bar right overhead, almost like a clean grip snatch. The advantage of that is you don't have to really get down deep into the bar and squat down deep because when your arms are closer, you're higher up. It's like a high hip, um, you know, clean grip snatch, if that makes sense. Hope that makes sense. 20 box jumps. I'm looking for you to kind of push these. Be careful on the rebound though. Don't freaking, if you have to step down, that's fine. And then 20 toe to bar. The bigger sets you can get on this, the better. If you're going to do smaller sets, don't rest long. And then you get a 2-minute rest in between the sets. You got 3 rounds. Once you finish that, take about 15 or 20 minutes. And then it's basically it's 6 repeats of 150-meter row. You need to literally push this pace as fast as you fucking can. I mean, it's 150 meters. Like you should be fucking rowing your ass off. And that's it. And, make sure you get your stretching in and all that stuff at the end. Make sure you're hydrating. Make sure you're eating right. You're looking awesome, man. Freaking losing weight. Listen, if I'm really good friends with Nick Shaw from the RP Renaissance Periodization Diet. If you need any help, man, that guy freaking owes me his life because I got him into like the whole Olympic weightlifting crew. And if you need any help with nutrition, but it doesn't look like you do because you're doing awesome, let me know, man. That guy will he'll bend over backwards for you. Saturday, if you can get some kind of swimming in, man, I'm looking at I don't really go on a page as much as I should, but I do go on HQ's page, and they're showing pictures of guys by the lake over there in Madison. There's going to be some swimming in there. I don't know if they're going to do that to the Masters or not, but there is a lot of lakes up in that area. So don't be surprised if there's some kind of swimming workout. I have a feeling they're going to end up doing that to the Masters because it's like they step it up every year. So it might not be a bad idea to get some swimming lessons if you already didn't. Just talk to some of the people in the gym in the local area. We had a guy in our gym that actually was trying out for the Olympics in swimming, and he took us to the pool and gave us a lot of incredible tips. So, as you know, technique is everything, and that's pretty much it. If you have any questions, just let me know. Talk to you soon.